Hello, hello. This is Michelle Perda here, life and marriage coach for moms. In this video, I'm going to share how you can get what you need from your husband more often. Here we go. I'm going to share with you something that I find myself continually repeating in my coaching calls with my clients. And so the question that I find myself asking them all the time is, and what would that look like? And what would that look like? And so here's the context behind why I keep asking this of my clients, right? We often have this idea of what we want, what we need, where we might need support, um, things like that. But we too often forget to share, to forget to communicate all of that and what we expect and what we want and what we need. And we expect our partners to know what we want, how we want it, when we want it, and we expect them to read our minds. And this could be something that you might be doing unintentionally. It could be something that you're doing because this is what you saw your mom doing, right? She wouldn't communicate what she needed, and then she would get mad for not getting what she wanted. So logically, it makes sense to do this. But in practice, it's harder to because you've spent a good amount of time with your partner. So you're assuming they should know us really well, right? They should know us really well enough to anticipate what we need and essentially read our minds, right? But knowing what you want goes beyond being general, right? Sometimes we're very general about it. So here's an example. I love food. And so this is the example that I came up with, right? The annoying question of what to eat for dinner. Okay. Now, let's say you want Mexican food. And while that narrows it down, right? Oftentimes it's like, okay, well, what type of food? That's like the hardest question, right? But let's say you want Mexican food. And yes, it has narrowed it down from like hundreds of types of food that you can have. It's not enough to guarantee your satisfaction, right? So you could tell your friend or you could tell your husband, whoever you're sharing with, what you want for dinner. And let's say they're going to get it for you or make it for you. Saying you want Mexican food would end up with you having a whole array of choices. And let's say they run with it. Okay, you want Mexican food. Okay. What you might end up with could go from Taco Bell, if you consider that Mexican food, On the Border, if you consider that Mexican food. And for those who don't have that near you, that's like Tex-Mex, like Chevy's. You could end up with food from a local taqueria or with a sit-down Mexican restaurant, right? And so, as you can see, the options are not limited. And so, to take it a step further, you have the menus for each of those places, right? So you could end up with uh, soft taco, a bean and cheese burrito. You could end up with street tacos. You could end up with a burrito or a meat plate with rice and beans, a chimichanga, flautas, soup. So many options, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean you're okay with all of those options. But you only said you wanted Mexican food. And so let's say they're going to run with it and they come back with food and you don't like what they gave you because all you said was, I want Mexican food. And so that could end up with you feeling disappointed, unsatisfied, and frustrated. Especially if you take food as seriously as me, right? Like I remember when I was pregnant one time and I had sent my husband out to get Chipotle and he knows I hate bell peppers. And so he came back with a burrito bowl, which is what I normally get from there. And I open it up and lo and behold, there were bell peppers. And mind you, I was very pregnant and I was so hungry. I wanted to just dig in, but I couldn't because the bell peppers were mixed into the whole bowl. And so I'm over there just like slowly picking out each of the pieces of bell peppers and I just start crying because I'm like, I just want to can eat my lunch and I can't do that. And I'm also hormonal. And so I want to set you up, or I want to help you set yourself up for more satisfaction and less disappointment. Okay. And so what happens is if you don't take the time to be more specific, to know what it looks like for you to achieve satisfaction for whatever you're asking for, you're setting yourself up for potential failure and disappointment. And you're also setting your husband up for potential failure and disappointing you. And if that happens enough, he may altogether stop trying because nobody likes to feel rejected. Nobody likes to feel like they're failing. And this applies to all areas of your life, right? But specifically for marriage, you could be more specific in 4 areas. That's where you need support, how you'd like to connect, what you like in bed, and what your dream is for your family. Okay. All of that could use more specificity to help you create the life that you want and so deserve. So, knowing what you need in order to be happy with the outcome is key, right? You probably have a picture in your mind. And so it's time to extract that picture and paint it and share it. Let him know what you're envisioning for whatever it is that you want, from what you want to eat to, how you want the day to go, how you want the weekend to play out, how you want your new renovation to end up looking like. Paint a picture for him so that he can hold the same vision or close to it, so that he can then have a higher chance of succeeding in supporting you because he wants to support you. And so it is your job to help him help you. Okay. It is not his job to play guessing games. Nobody has time for that, especially if it could end up with him feeling like he's a disappointment. He's not good enough. He's never enough. Whatever, right? He has a self-esteem too, just like you. So set him up to help you. Set him up to be the supportive husband that he wants to be. And consider this an exercise of self-love because it's this time that you're taking, this work that you're doing, that's going to help you get closer and closer to the life that you want. And this is a part of living your best life. It's constantly making decisions that help you align with the life that you're trying to create for yourself. And as you continuously get more specific and share this vision with your husband, you're going to get there because he has an idea of what you see in your mind. He doesn't have to play guessing games. He doesn't have to feel like he's wrong all the time. He doesn't have to give up. He can be a part of it. And he can even share what his vision is for certain things. And you guys can combine it, marry them together, and work towards that common vision that you two share. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway from this video is. So go be specific, help yourself get what you need, and love your life again. Love your life again. All right. I love you all. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.